Hey guys, it's Max from HighOnAndroid.com, where we get on Android every day. Anyway, today we're going to go ahead and talk about the upcoming OnePlus 8T and also why I love OnePlus phones. Let's go ahead and take a look. So OnePlus 8T, most likely very similar to OnePlus 8 or OnePlus 8 Pro, will most likely have the newer Snapdragon 865 Plus that's also used on the Samsung Note 20. So slight increase in speed. As far as the camera, I would say the camera probably the same or slightly improved from the 8 and the 8 Pro. OnePlus has never done a major upgrade from the previous OnePlus 7 to 7 Pro, 7T. The size of the OnePlus 8T probably going to be somewhere between the regular 8 and the 8 Pro. So that could be good for those of you who want sort of a medium phone. That's not too small or that's not too big. Another thing, probably going to come with Android 11, which for me isn't particularly good news because a lot of the custom ROMs are they run better off Android 10 or even Android 9. ROM developers are having problem with twerp installing ROMs on Android 11. The reason is Google has changed so much from Android 10 to 11 with the file partitions. Now developers are literally trying to find a way to make their ROM work, and twerp does not work correctly on any phone. Even Google phones, they don't work well. But yeah, I actually wish they launched with Android 10. I would have no problem and have an option for people to upgrade to Android 11. That would be nicer, would be more backwards compatible. And I really hope OnePlus finally has added 8K, which is one of the main features of Snapdragon 865, and they didn't do it with the OnePlus 8 or 8 Pro. I was like, what? Yeah. So that's what I'm hoping. And also 4K front video recording. My God, this is literally a few pieces of code because 4K front recording has been supported since like Snapdragon 835 or 845. OnePlus, come on, wake up. Give us some 4K front video recording. I would really love that. And probably it's gonna be a single front camera, but I would like to see like a super wide angle camera. Put 2 cameras on the front and 2 cameras on the back. The zoom camera on the back, I feel like it's not that all because if you compare like 2x zoom optical, 2x zoom digital, on most smartphones, they look exactly the same. All right, maybe slightly better with optical, but you don't get such a big advantage because you can always zoom in digitally. Now, that's not the case with wide angle. You can't digitally make something wider. That's why I'm a full supporter of wide angle for both back and front. And LG used to do that. I would say LG V20 is still my favorite wide angle phone, just because you can actually get that wide angle for both front and back. But let's go ahead and talk about why I love the newer OnePlus phones ever since OnePlus started selling their phones in the US. For example, ever since OnePlus 6T a few years back, the OnePlus phone became a triathlon phone. What I mean is before they came over to the US, they only supported GSM bands, which means if you use it on T-Mobile 4G LTE here, you're missing some 4G LTE bands. Now, the problem is I go to certain areas of the beach or something and I completely come to a dead zone, while all my Samsung LGs work just fine. Now, after OnePlus 6T came out, they started supporting all of the 4G LTE bands of both T-Mobile and Verizon. So OnePlus phone became like a hybrid phone. You could do GSM on T-Mobile, AT&T, and you can do Verizon. So right now, every OnePlus phone can support T-Mobile, AT&T, and Verizon. Sprint, you might be able to do it. It might require a little hack in calling Sprint. But anyway, it's becoming almost like a Pixel phone. Pixel phones are all carrier phones. They support AT&T, Sprint, Verizon, and T-Mobile. One of the reasons I love these phones is that you can actually use it on different networks. And also you can unlock the bootloader. So long as you don't buy the Verizon branded or T-Mobile branded, you can get the regular international unlock version or the unlocked US version, and they will work on Verizon and T-Mobile, just as the same as if you bought the carrier branded model. Now, I'm not talking about price. I'm still a little bit not sure on the pricing of OnePlus phones, but one of the things that make them stand out above Samsung and LG is that you can buy the unlocked version and make it work on Verizon, and you can unlock the bootloader. None of the Verizon phones you can actually unlock the bootloader. All right, even the Pixels, they lock the bootloader. Even the OnePlus, they lock the bootloader. Now you can buy the unlocked version of Pixel or OnePlus and make it run fully on Verizon. So these days, if I had to buy a phone, I will only buy Pixel or OnePlus phones on Verizon. And Verizon's a huge problem for people who want to install custom ROMs because they like to lock everything down. So that's another reason, so I can actually take control over my phone, make it faster, have better battery life. I don't have to be stuck with OnePlus's Oxygen OS. I can just go ahead and install my Carbon ROM, Havoc ROM. And guys, that makes your phone much secure because you're running your own custom OS. When you're running your own custom OS, hackers are gonna have a hard time trying to hack your phone because they only target the operating system the masses use, which is the stock firmware. So if there's a security hole in stock firmware, anybody with the stock firmware will be affected. Whereas with custom ROMs, we will be left out and thus more secure phone. Anyway, I just want to tell you that why I love OnePlus phones. Really, it's that they support more carriers because I use Verizon very often, and also T-Mobile. Oh, and another thing is that they're dual SIM. If you buy the unlocked version, you also get dual SIM. I can run Verizon and T-Mobile all on the same phone. Now, Pixel 4 now supports dual SIM also, but with eSIM. So if your carrier doesn't support eSIM, you can't use it as dual SIM. But this is a dual SIM that you can also use with Verizon and T-Mobile. You don't need to have an eSIM. So that makes it a very versatile phone, especially if you travel out of the country, you're going on vacation in Thailand. Most Asian European countries, you'll want to buy the prepaid 4G LTE because it's much cheaper than trying to run the data off your T-Mobile, Verizon, or roaming, blah, blah, blah. Although most carriers do offer very slow internet speeds, I mean, if you're gonna actually do some work, you'll actually want to buy a prepaid 4G LTE SIM card just for data. So that's huge. Having a dual SIM makes it super simple for globetrotters out there, for people who travel to other countries a lot for business or vacation. And who knows, maybe you have two numbers, one for your mistress and one for your wife. This phone could solve that problem. Anyway, have a great day, guys. And as always, stay whole.